Welcome, everybody, to Great Crossing High School here in beautiful Georgetown, Kentucky, on a gorgeous early spring evening outside. But we've got some winter sports business still to take care of. Tonight, the final game of our broadcast regular season, as the Great Crossing Warhawk boys basketball team with a record of 9-11, hosting the Lexington Christian Academy Eagles with a record of 11-10. As you can tell by the marks, both those teams have had their ups and downs this year, but some similar quality of opponents and some similar results. So we expect a good one here tonight. I'm Cal Oakes here with Derek Varney. And Derek, certainly Great Crossing has to be aware of Tanner Walton for Lexington Christian, junior who averages 20 points a game.
Absolutely. We saw him last year, and I remember you and I, the way he handles the ball. And now I think that was against Scott County. And he had a fantastic game against Scott County, and we were like, oh, he's a sophomore.
Yep.
So, yes, anxious to see him. I've seen him, highlights on the sports, and he can bring it in all phases. I mean, he handles the ball well. He shoots it well. Not sure about his supporting cast. We're going to find out about them, but I know that Tanner's going to bring it.
I can tell you Tyler Hall averages 10.9 points per game. Anderson Green, 6.7. Jeffrey Selby, 5.8. A little more balance on the Great Crossing side. Some of it's balance, and some of it's just you never know what you're going to get out of some guys being young. But certainly the second half of the season, the Warhawks have turned it up a notch. They started off 1-6, if memory serves. So they have won 8 of their last 13 games. And how much would a win mean going into the 41st district, where you can really pick the teams out of a hat, as far as I'm concerned?
It would. I think this win right here means a great deal for the mere fact that beating a Lexington team, your second year in existence of Great Crossing, and you're playing, we always say even a down Lexington team is still a good Lexington team.
Uh-huh.
So I think this is, again, they're building on these wins that Great Crossing has, and this will be a great motivator with a victory moving into the district tournament.
I think you make a good point there, because we've seen Great Crossing play a bunch of Lexington teams. They had a good game against Douglas, a good start earlier this year, fell shy in that one. They have lost a couple to Lafayette and a couple to Bryant Station over the last 2 years that kind of were on the table and just couldn't get over the hump. So this would be a landmark win if they can get it, no matter who you're playing from the city, from the 42nd or the 43rd in this case. It's a quality win. Warhawks coming off a Saturday night victory where they played Paris, a team they knew they should beat and could beat and probably would beat, but it was close for 2.5 quarters, and then an incredible 30-0 run, and an even more incredible school record 33 points from an 8th grader, Malachi Marino.
That may stand for many, many years.
Or he may break it a couple of times.
Yes, yes. But I mean, as an 8th, for an 8th grader to do it, who's going to touch that?
I can't imagine. Maybe on the girls' side, you might see that. You just don't see it a lot in the boys.
No.
I guess Travis Perry from elsewhere in the state, he's had a good start to his career and had a huge 8th grade year. But other than that, you don't see it a lot. He is a big man, is Malachi Marino, and he and Caleb Perry certainly dominated that game the other night. You might think they try to do that again against LCA, but this team can shoot. This team has guys that can step up at any moment. Carson Walls has shown a knack for the big shot all season.
He absolutely has, and he wants the ball, and that's what you like to see in a player, especially the other night when we were, the Western Hills game. He was struggling, but you know what? Every time he had an open shot, he kept firing away, and lo and behold, Western Hills let him back in it, and then he hits the big dagger shot that once he put him up, it was either did he tie it or put him up one?
I believe he put him up.
That was the
tiebreaker.
Right,
finally.
and then they never.
Vince Dawson hit a big one to get him closer.
That's right, and they never, after Carson shot, they never relinquished the lead after that.
Another guy I think both you and I would like to see get off the schneid for GC is Ty Skierman. He is a guy that's streaky. He can hit. Once he hits one, he'll hit 4 or 5 in a row. Sometimes, as has been the case in the past 2 or 3 games, he struggled from the field. What I do like about his game is he's doing all the other things on the floor to make this team successful, even when the shot's not falling.
Very heady player. Sometimes I think Ty overthinks the game a lot, and instead of just playing, the shooter that he is, we've seen that, and I know that he's only going to grow and get better because the kid will be in the gym, shooting 500 jump shots if he, if he has a bad game or whatever. So that's the type of kid he is, and you're going to get all the other things. He's going to rebound. He's going to play defense. He's just going to play his heart out, and it just makes it more complete. And a treat to watch when he's knocking down those threes.
41st district, as we mentioned, it's just razor close right now. Great Crossing has the close wins here at home over Franklin County and Western Hills. They went to Frankfort, and it couldn't have been any closer there when they picked up that win in the closing seconds of regulation. Very similar track to last season when they had that kind of run, and then disappointed with the overtime loss to Frankfort in the first round to keep them from going to regions. But how is this team maybe different, if at all?
I think a year under their belt, I really do. And I think these players, although you look at the youth, when you have Carson Walls, mixed in there along with Skierman, I think they do have pretty good leadership and leadership, and it's it's shown as the year has gone on. Last year we saw them were up a little bit, but beat Scott County 14, and then from the Scott County game they just they kind of doing what Scott County's doing right now.
Yeah, it's kind of a role reversal this year as I see Great Crossing kind of a little upward trajectory. This team, I think, Coach Page has been able to get his finger on the pulse of this team a little bit more than he was last year, with some guys who'd been around and seniors and waited their turn at the other school and maybe thought it was going to be easier than it was when they came over. This group, they've been young. He's been able to kind of take advantage of the teachable moments. He had a game against Bryant Station the other night where they struggled. He saw some kind of body language he didn't like, and he sat some guys, and some other guys went in and almost led them back. So he's one of these guys that goes by feel. He likes the group he has on the floor. He's going to stay with it, and you've seen that with their bench contributions this year. We talked about Marino, Christian Martin, Daquise Brown has had some great minutes lately, some great efforts off the bench. So I think for me the difference is the depth going into the postseason. It's not just a 5 or 6 man rotation. It's more like 8, 9, or 10.
You're exactly right. Now I'm looking out there now, and there's not many. Tyler Sparks will come in. He, being a senior, Coach Page will put him in, and he believes in Tyler, obviously, because we've seen him come in a couple games in some where he hasn't played at all and comes in. So that says, I'm confident enough in Tyler Sparks to put him in and let him, maybe get a foul or two or put him in on the defensive end. But with that being said, he'll be able to look down the bench and have just a plethora of players down there to use.
That also says something about Tyler Sparks, because being a senior, you can think you arrived, you should be out there. He hasn't sulked. He has taken advantage of whatever opportunity has presented itself, and he's a great guy to have on your team as you go into this postseason. One guy we haven't talked about tonight that I think is a difference maker potentially on this team is Vince Dawson, defensively especially. He's taken the initiative on his shoulders of having to defend the other team's best player several times, and has been successful in that regard, and also can give you double-digit scoring any given night.
Yeah, his upside is unbelievable, and he's always a treat. And I talk about that every time. I get excited when I come to Great Crossing games to see Vince Dawson play. And by the way,
freshman. Janias Burrell, point guard, freshman. We haven't mentioned him yet either. So Christian Martin, freshman. Marino, 8th grader.
Yeah, so I really, watching Vince Dawson play, he's going to only thing he lacks right now is just the maturity part, the body maturity. The kid is still maturing. He's growing. You see how long his arms are. He's got a feel for the game. He's got a beautiful jump shot. He works at it, and again, I really look forward to his future.
The elephant in the room tonight, a lot of other coaches in the county have shortened their schedule and canceled and are done until districts. Steve Page is the one who's at least going to play this game, potentially even a game later this week against Carroll County. And it's one of those deals where you're on pins and needles for a couple of days after, because with the contact tracing and anything, if any team you play other than your own has any issues with COVID, you could be out of the tournament. But he thinks it is worthwhile with this young group, and I tend to agree.
I totally agree with him, and I know in his mind he's also thinking, I play another one, I take a chance on an injury or whatever. Well, that's with any game, but what I'm saying is it's that last game before going into the district tournament. But right now, I think he's still trying to keep them fresh, and again, the more the freshmen play, the better they get.
They've had a couple of layoffs already this season, so he's shown the desire to play as many games as he can. We'll get this one started after the national anthem. We'll be back with you with the starting lineup shortly.
please stand, remove your hats as we play our national anthem.
Final game of the regular season here on the Bird's Nest Broadcasting Network. If any of our 4 teams win their district and host a regional playoff game, we could be back with 1 or 2 the week of March 22nd. But stay tuned. Follow the news graphic, newsgraphic.com, and social media as well to get the updates on that. Your Lexington Christian starting lineup, Tanner Walton. Indeed, we mentioned him, 20 points, almost 21 points per game. Elijah Green.
Walton kind of reminds you of when Western Hills was here with Simonas. He averaged so much more than all his other teammates.
For sure.
Yeah, and so I think that's going to be, that's on the scouting report on the board in the Warhawks locker room.
Braden Myris also will be starting for LCA. We'll get the other 2 as they break their huddle. They're saying their pregame prayer, and great crossing being introduced. Vince Dawson, Trey Dawson, the freshman. Junior Carson Walls, leading scorer on this team, but he's only a little bit over 11 points per game. They've got 6 or 7 guys averaging between that 6 and 11-point window. Janias Burrell, the freshman point guard. Ty Sturman, junior wing. And your junior center, Caleb Perry. 11th region basketball, regular season finale for the Great Crossing Warhawks as they try to get their 10th win of the season. That's a pretty good benchmark in a year where you lost a good 1/3 of your regular season games. Similar record to last year, percentage-wise, but certainly I think the ceiling is so high for this group going forward.
It's called having guys coming back year after year.
Youth and buying in, certainly. And
exactly.
Tyler Hall, Jeffrey Selby will be the other 2 starters for the Eagles, who have won the toss and will inbound the ball to get us started.
You got Malachi Marino over here going, Coach, I set school records.
Put me in, Coach. I'm ready to play.
Come on. What more do I have to do?
I think his time will come.
That's funny.
It is.
Yeah, he's not ready to start.
He scored 18 points in a middle school game the night before that. So, as the 5-second call made to start the game.
It's a good way to start on a great defensive note right there. That's
was it Ty guarding him to force the 5?
It's a fantastic way to start.
Ty has been the guy with assists and steals and rebounds and stuffing the stat sheet lately. He gets the ball ahead to Walls for a layup. Another beautiful look from Ty there.
And you're going to get the obligatory Lexington press from a lot of teams when they're doing the 2-2-1.
Very similar styles. They've had plenty of practice. They've played Lafayette already. They learned some lessons from that game. They had their ups and downs, certainly an 11-point loss. There is a wide open path to the basket along the left baseline.
Yeah, they're not getting over. They didn't. They got caught up in the ball screen right there and who was going to come over top or go around behind. You want to try to fight over top of the screen and not go behind, but some coaches teach to go behind.
Braden Myris gets us tied at 2, a minute into this one. Burrell taking his time in the half court up top.
They're almost in a 3-2 with that back. Yeah, it's kind of a 2-3, almost 3-2. Lexington Christian zone.
Kind of a
Now
pentagon-shaped defense, a little amoeba-like as it's changed its shape a couple of times. Perry gets the ball inside and will draw the foul.
And that's exactly what Great Crossing wants right there. It's how you attack the 3-2 or 2-3. You have a man in the middle who can catch and either knock down the jumper from 10 to 12 feet or can make the pass to the baseline.
Tyler Hall will pick up the foul. Team's second leading scorer at 10.9 points per game. Perry hits the first free throw. 3-2. Warhawks, he'll get another.
I don't think they're going to have a chance of getting a rebound down there.
Caleb, all of a sudden, is money from the line. He and Marino the other night were perfect, and the Warhawks, who shot 52% on the year, went 12 for 12 in that game.
And that's going to be huge. Again, you're going into postseason and you're getting better at the free throw line. My goodness.
You know what Coach Hicks always said about teams that dogs that chase cars and teams that miss free throws in the playoffs.
Not going to last.
Nice look there as the right baseline jumper is good from Hall. Nice dish from Walton as he drew the crowd and found the open man.
There's that
and
pass.
A steal by Walton.
Yep, there's that pass they want.
Walton will get it himself this time to take the 6-4 lead as we get our player of the game trophy plaque delivered. It's going to be sponsored by People's Bank tonight. Perry baseline drive ties it up.
I didn't think that was something Caleb Perry could do, but that was nice.
His repertoire is expanding.
Yes, it is.
Certainly. 2 minutes in, 6-6. Good pace to this one.
Good pressure by Carson Walls on the ball.
Walls on Green. We'll get it over to Walton. Over in the corner. Passed it behind his man, but his man hit the three with ease. Elijah Green.
Then they immediately jump into it's almost like it's a 2-1-2, almost a matchup where they're going to try to get you from behind.
With the floater, misses it, chases down the rebound, kicks it out to Walls, finds Ty Skierman for the open three. No good. Tip rebound by Burrell, back to Skierman. In the corner to Dawson now. And a reset from Skierman to Burrell. 9-6, 5:15 remaining first quarter.
Nice to have a second chance here on the offensive end.
Skierman inside to Dawson to Perry. Nice ball movement there. And Perry has 6 right out of the gate.
Caleb can, and now Great Crossings. Full court man-to-man. And they're going to run and trap as they should. Maybe. Not right now.
Spinning around Myris.
Not right now.
All eyes on Walton. Dawson chasing him right now. Not quite shadowing him now. He's definitely shadowing him. Face guarding. Nice move there to spin around Walls and get the layup, but he can't get it to go down, is Green, and the rebound comes down to Burrell.
Good drive, but that was kind of awkward. Looking at
off
least.
balance.
Yeah,
Walls,
wrong foot.
Speaking of awkward, almost traveled, but got the ball to Burrell.
They need to try. There you go. Carson Walls in the middle of the zone. Well, you got right now. You're going to see each one of them, and you'll have Caleb Perry come up, flash up to the middle.
There's Dawson. Over to the wing, gets it into Dawson. Nice little short jumper, 8-footer.
That's where you beat the zone.
Dawson's mid-range game is superb, and he gives the Warhawks a 10-9 lead midway through the first period. Walton dish to the corner for another open three. It's good. This team can stick those. Selby hits this one.
Absolutely. They got to get out to the corner. Great Crossing has got to guard the corner.
All 5 LCA starters have scored in this 12-10 opening for the Eagles. Wall's going to try to take the lead back. Long on the three. Rebound Walton. And Walton will push the tempo for the Eagles.
There's that low crossover dribble.
Another open three from up top. It's good as well.
Yeah, they're shooting about 80%.
Hall hits that one. 3 different guys have hit from downtown. It's 15-10 LCA, and Steve Page wants a timeout.
The slow Great Crossing start. That doesn't worry me a bit. I've seen them do that plenty of times.
Seen that movie a couple of times. Just about every game this year,
yes.
In fact. Even the games they're supposed to blow the other opponent out, it seems like they start that way.
The ball movement by Lexington Christian right now is excellent, and we wouldn't be saying that if they were missing shots, but the ball movement is excellent, and they're knocking down the shots. Good timeout by Coach Page. He has like, guys, we got to figure out a way here. We got too many open shooters.
All wide open so far.
Yep.
Hall, Selby, and Green.
Yep.
GC ball, 3:31, first quarter.
2-2-1 matchup is right now is the press. And it's kind of token pressure.
I gotta say, they don't get in your grill like Lafayette and Catholic and some of those other teams that are in the Mendenhall family tree.
Yep. Good
inside pass to Caleb, kicks it back out to Skierman. Hit that one. Yes.
Attaboy.
Ty with his first three of the night to get it to within 2. If Ty hits one,
Look out.
there's more coming.
Look out. Here comes the trap. I think Dawson did that on his own.
Dawson left to guard Walton. Smart decision, I think.
I think any other guards that have the ball probably should be trapped outside
Back
of Walton.
door. Almost threw it away, but they chased it down. Now Walton gets free for a 3.
Yeah,
he's one of the 2 guys that hadn't hit one, and now he has.
Yep. Coach Page a little bit baffled. He's like, guys, that's the guy on the floor we don't want shooting threes.
Job number 1. Looking out for number 1, as it were. Burrell drive, kick to Skierman. Skierman takes a big step, finds Dawson in the corner. Swoosh.
Yep.
Dawson answers. It's a 2-point game.
That left his hand, and Skierman already had 3 up in the air. He knew it was going.
Going to get some points scored tonight, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Yep. Got the over in this one, Cal.
I think so. 34 already in less than 6 minutes. And there's another 3-point attempt from LCA. They were red hot, but that hit the front of the rim.
Well, and right there, you know what? Contested. Burrell was right there in his chest when he shot the ball.
Skierman gets it over to Walls for a fairly open 3. He leaves it short. Dawson chased the rebound, but he tipped it out of bounds.
Dawson goes up 2 hands right there and snatches that. And that's something he'll learn to do right now. Right there, I don't think he believed he could get that rebound. Go up and snatch it.
He didn't want to foul Walton.
Right. Go up and snatch that, young fella.
Only 1 foul called in the game so far. It was on LCA very early.
Got 3 subs in here.
We've got Christian Martin. We have Daquise Brown, and we have Malachi Marino. 6'8", 8th grader. 33 points, school record on Saturday night.
Have yourself a night.
I don't think Paris had anybody within 9 inches of him height-wise, and that was part of the issue. But to his credit, he got open and cashed in time after time after time. Even got a technical for hanging on the rim.
Oh.
On the dunk.
Not a bad technical.
No, Steve said, in a game like this, we'll take it. Just don't do it in a close one. There is another 3-pointer from Jeffrey Selby.
And you see the patience of Lexington Christian. That's what's happening. They're getting what they want on the offensive end. As we were discussing last night, those who are patient get good looks.
Ty, baseline drive, kicks to Brown. Brown over in the corner to Martin. Bounce pass inside to Marino. Marino will kick it back to Martin. They'll work it along the wing to Skierman, who passes it baseline to baseline again.
Malachi's got to be active, duck in right there. See, that duck in's available when the ball goes to the high post. Right there. They got him. Want the ball, young fella.
Martin kicks it out to Brown. Long possession. Dawson will end it with a 3. Front rim. Martin will chase down the rebound, though. They will reset. 45 seconds to play. Down 5, first quarter.
Christian is given the middle. They're given great crossing. They'll need someone right there. That's who they need in the middle. Perfect.
Skierman faked the 3, dished into Dawson. That short-range jumper won't go down, and Walton gets the rebound. 30 seconds to play, opening period. Been a good one, 21-16 LCA on the strength of 5 3-pointers from 4 different shooters. Down to 10 seconds.
We're going to clear out right here and let Mr. Walton go. High ball screen here.
Looked like maybe a moving screen. They didn't call it. They
Pass.
got it inside.
Wow.
Walton with a nice dish.
That's what he does right there.
To Myris.
Nice.
And that will end the first quarter with a 7-point lead for the LCA Eagles, 23-16.
I didn't think Great Crossing played bad at all in the first quarter. That's just how well LCA played.
Yeah, they have been just about perfect from the floor. I would say up around 75%.
Again, it is playing well when you shoot like that, right?
It makes you look good in all aspects. You don't even have to defend as hard. Five Eagle threes from 4 members of the starting lineup. Not a bad start for Lexington Christian. Good balance on the Great Crossing side. Perry with 6, Dawson with 5, Skierman with 3, and Walls with 2.
Yeah, and I'm sure what Coach Page is discussing here is getting out on the shooters. You know what? They're hot, but there's something we can do about that. Let's don't help off the ball, which normally you need to help. You need to have a foot in the lane if you're 2 passes away. And now let's get out in denial and see if we can get some hands up on some shooters.
Did I say 75%? LCA is 9 for 11, 81.8%. Great crossing, not bad at 50. Each team only turned the ball over once.
LCA asked if they could stop the game right now. Can we make it official?
That is,
yeah.
It's like Villanova in the 85 NCAA finals like.
Oh, by the way, I was there.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
right.
sir.
It was just down the
Yes,
street.
Sir.
Just up the road.
8th grade. How about that?
That is unbelievable.
Dad said we're going to go to this little game up the road here.
That's a good one to hang your hat on right there.
Incredible.
For all time.
That one or Pete Rose's hit landing in front of me.
That ain't bad either. That one's a steal as a bad pass inside was taken away. That was
Good job.
Telegraphed, and Skierman chases it down after deflecting it. He will find. He just tried to find Martin, and he needed to go to the hoop.
Yes, he did. Ty needs to go on up and lay that in and draw a foul. Nice steal, nice effort play.
He's definitely been erring on the side of unselfish.
Sure, he always has been.
Sometimes he's got to take his, I think.
That's exactly right.
It's a happy problem to have, though, when you have a player like that on your team. It's a drive and a double team and knocked out of his hands. It will stay with LCA. Martin and Brown are right there converging on Anderson Green. Got 2 last names.
Anderson Green, that's right. It's like Anderson Cooper.
That's right. Anderson Little, something like that. And over in the corner again. This time, elbow extended in and out. They can't make it from that close.
No,
and Marino gets the rebound.
Too close. I think Christian Martin needs to look for that shot right there.
I think so. You get some guys on this team that are still young and, you think of kids as never wanting to pass up a shot, but we got some on this team that do. Nice dish from Dawson and Marino. Can't finish.
Malachi's got to finish that. He wasn't ready for the ball. He needs to explode up again. That's something he will learn to do.
That body control that made his brother such a great player.
Right.
He continues to. Another jump shot from the elbow. This one is good by Walton. And it is a 9-point lead. Walton has 7. Biggest lead of the night for LCA. Martin will take that one with a left-handed flip. It's no good. And suddenly LCA has a chance to stretch this out to double digits. Walton, kick. They'll pass up the 3 there and get it over to Green.
I think they just need to play straight right here. Don't help. I mean, there's not much. They're going to run Walton off a couple high ball screens.
Walton with the floater, no good. Rebound Marino. And that was probably the first bad shot LCA's taken.
Right. And that was from 8 feet.
Yeah. Go figure. Marino gets his handle on the ball after it was on the floor briefly and saves it to Brown. Dawson also had trouble getting that pass from Skierman, who kicks it out to Martin for 3. Yes.
There we go.
You were saying?
Yes, sir. And they got a lefty in the right-hand corner, which a lot of times in basketball, you kind of want to.
It's counterintuitive.
Right, it is. So I was thinking maybe that's why he wasn't comfortable shooting it from over there, but he looked pretty comfortable.
He seems to hit him from that corner pretty regularly. Almost a steal for Brown, but he left Walton, and now Skierman leaves him, and he misses, fortunately. Brown rebound. Chance to get it back to within 3 or 4 here. Dawson bounce pass, and again, just too well covered. Knocked out of bounds. It will stay with GC. Pierce Ragland.
That's one of those you're almost happy it went out of bounds because of where Christian Martin was. His where he was on the floor, he was completely under the basket, almost on the baseline.
Now we have a rotation of both Brown and Burrell in the game, along with Walls, Martin, and Marino. Burrell.
Like Christian Martin being in the middle there.
Walls, drive, dish to Marino. He'll finish this time, get it within 4. Malachi's first 2 points of the night, 4:23 remaining in the half. It's been cut from 9 to 4. A little modest 5-0 run.
Little 5-0.
Martin hit the 3. Marino hit the 2. Defensive end has gotten it started, as they've been able to get their hands in the passing lanes a little bit.
They got a hedge off that.
That's another bad pass by LCA, but it's saved. Inside wide
It's a
open.
great pass. That's just, you know what, Malachi was out away from his man because there was a loose ball on the floor.
Yeah.
That's when he's got to get up and bust his butt to get back in the lane.
It was kind of like out kicking the coverage there,
Yes.
and Ragland finished. Wall's going to take a deep three. Yes, sir. He can hit him in the middle of games, not just the end of games. It's 27-24. And Bauman cut to 3.5 minutes to go in the half. Wall's fighting for the steal, knocks it out of bounds.
Yeah, Walls is sizing him up. He's eventually going to get one of those.
Number 14 checks in for LCA. And wouldn't you know, I don't have a 14 on my roster. No, that's Selby. Okay.
Here comes the trap. Here comes the trap.
It's going to be Burrell and Martin. They get through it. And an open three in the right corner is good for Green, Elijah Green.
And actually the rotation there for Great Crossing was good on the trap.
So the lead doubles to 6 once again. Wall stops at the foul line, gets it to Burrell for a three. Open, no good. It rolled around a little while, but no good. Ragland on the rebound.
Malachi's got to stay in there and battle.
Dayquist will force the issue from behind the play, knock it out of bounds. It will stay with the Eagles. Tanner Walton checks back in. They've held him relatively in check with 7, although that's pretty much on pace for his 20.
Yeah.
2:53 remaining.
Wonder where he
half.
is on all-time.
Triple team there.
All-time scoring list at LCA. I mean,
I don't think he's with Rode or Hendrickson, but he's got a chance next year. Of course, short season this year cuts into it a little bit. I would guess those guys are 1-2. I don't know a whole lot about the history before I got here, but they certainly seem like they're the far and away top 2 players the school's ever had. Rebound comes now. Trey King played there, I believe, for a while, and he's pretty good. Foul on LCA, offensive on the rebounding action, so it'll go back to GC. Nice pass into Marino.
Nice hands.
Beautiful look from Dayquist.
Absolutely.
Yes, the great hands.
That's how you overcome the trap when the guards run at you. You gotta throw where the trap came from, and it was right down the middle of the floor.
Let the big dog eat in the middle.
Yep.
30-26. Skip pass, drive to the foul line. Inside to Ragland again. Misses that one. Rebound Burrell rather.
Missed that one because of the long arm and the presence.
No look from Burrell to Martin in the corner is long on the 3. Rebound LCA. Under 2 minutes. Floater by Walton is short. Rebound Burrell again. Up ahead to Walls. Taking it right to the hoop. Gets it blocked.
Yeah.
And the rebound by Hall, who blocked it.
Probably needed to either pull up or use his body a little bit more. Wasn't enough contact there. What
Walton
he was trying to
in
draw.
the corner. Not again. Not again. He missed it. Burrell, another rebound. Burrell through traffic. Finds Walton. Drops it back to Burrell. Martin, rather. I got Walton on the brain. Carson Wall's going to shoot a 3. It's rebounded by LCA again as it's way off. Hall with the board.
You got to find Walton.
Walton, another good look inside, but Marino came in and blocked it. A rebound by Martin.
Boy, Malachi.
Dayquist Brown stops, gets it over to Martin, to Burrell.
But no Vince Dawson here for a while.
Last minute of the quarter.
And he can rest a little for another minute.
Only 3 fouls called in this half so far. We like that. It's been a good flow.
It's called a bunch of threes.
That'll help. Not a lot of close defense
Right.
being played. Little summer AAU-ish style, as we might expect from the end of the regular season. I don't think these coaches want a lot of contact, given everything that's going on. Clock stops with 44.6 seconds. As the ball was knocked away and will stay with the Warhawks. Inbound pass to Martin for another 3 from that corner that he likes. Not even close, but nice putback by Dayquist.
I think Martin planned that. I'm going to say he planned that because he shot a 3 that literally hit the top of the backboard.
Almost
first.
like the little intentional off the backboard before the dunk kind of thing, only it wasn't a dunk, a little short jumper. Now another forced turnover. And Great Crossing can tie this or go ahead in the final 30 seconds of the half.
Yeah, they're getting they got LCA going up the sideline there.
Gave them a little dose of their own Lexington medicine there.
Absolutely. Give the sideline up and then trap them as they get over in the trapping area.
Skierman inbounds to Burrell, who will take his time. They may be content to take this final shot.
Yep.
Down
I would.
to 20. I certainly would. If you can get out of this half, even within 2,
LCA's man.
as hot as LCA came out
Yeah.
of the gate.
And it's pretty smart them going man-to-man here.
Under 10 seconds now. Marino finds Dawson. Dawson finds Walls under 5. Marino's got it in the corner to Skierman. Drive, floater. No. Long from the baseline, and the buzzer sounds. We've got a good one here
Good
at
half.
GC. Absolutely. LCA 30. Great Crossing 28 is your halftime score. We'll have some stats and some chatter about this game and maybe about the upcoming playoffs.
Playoffs?
We're talking about playoffs?
Talking playoffs?
I just want to play and I just want to broadcast another game. Yeah. That was what I was saying back in late January, I think, at some point.
Just wanted to do one, right?
Just would have been happy with anything. Scoring has been balanced on both sides. I can tell you that much.
Pretty clean half. Lots of threes.
As we said, only 3 total fouls
Yep,
called.
3 total fouls.
Gotta like it. Perry with 6 points. Dawson and Walls with 5 each. Here comes the stat man giveth.
Right. So we, I think, what happened to Perry? Did he pick up 2 fouls?
No. In fact, Great Crossing only has 1, and it's on
I was going to say, he was on fire, and then once you mentioned his name, I kind of forgot
took him
about
out. I think he just wanted to rest him. I don't know. You just never can tell with this team, as we've said. Coach Page gets 5 in there. They're working well together. It's no affront or insult to the kids who are not playing at that moment, but he just likes what he has on the floor, and we'll run with it. Let's see, Martin with 3 and Brown with 2. Okay, I'm counting in my head here. So we've had 7 different scorers for the Warhawks, led by Perry with 6.
It's pretty nice. And
Dawson with 5, Walls with 5, Marino with 4, Skierman with 3, Martin with 3, and Brown with 2.
And what's the minutes played by Caleb Perry? Because he got those
6:04.
Right.
So he got those right out of the gate. He got a couple of free throws, got the ball inside a couple of times. LCA was kind of conceding that. Yeah, he's played the least of anybody who has played. Everybody else has been 9, 10, 11 minutes.
And he's leading scorer, right?
He is. So yeah, that's called efficiency.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of like when Malachi had his 33 the other night. He didn't start. There were long moments in the game where he didn't play at all.
So Caleb had a point a minute, right? Is that what he?
A point a minute. That's what you like. That is what you're looking for.
Efficiency.
That is that will pass the efficiency test for sure. Walton with 7 to lead LCA. Elijah Green has 6. Jeffrey Selby has 6. Tyler Hall with 5. Braden Myris with 4. And that gets us to 28, and we've got 2 more from Pierce Ragland will be your final scorer for the Eagles. The Eagles cooled down significantly. They were 9 for 11 in the first quarter. They were 3 for 11 in the second. 12 for 22, still pretty good, 54.5%. Great Crossing 11 for 25, 44% overall. They were 5 for 13 in the second period. They're rebounding the ball well. Burrell has 6 of the 14. They are +4 over LCA, which has 10. Turnovers, only 3 apiece. Assists, Skierman has 3, Walls 2. 9 assists on 11 made field goals for the Warhawks. 8 assists on 12 made field goals for the Eagles. So,
tell you something kind of weird. You said Burrell's got 6 rebounds. He is a point guard playing against a zone. Now you figure that one.
that is unusual.
It is very
That
unusual.
is called getting your body in the right place and having a nose for the basketball.
Yes, because a zone is played normally so you can take care of your defensive backboard.
That is true.
And you got the point guard with 6 boards. Now, I don't know how many has he got offensive rebounds?
No, yeah, he has 2, and
2?
4 of them are
Gotcha.
on the defensive end. The rest of the rebounds are Brown, Martin, Marino. Perry doesn't have any rebounds. I don't know if that's the reason Coach Page sat him down or not. But He didn't really have any rebound situations because it was 9 for 11 LCA shooting in the first quarter. So how about the postseason, Derek? We've got this team seeded number 1 in the 41st District, the Warhawks. On the girls' side, they'll be the number 2 seed, but they're going in with 4 straight losses. Now, they played a pretty tough schedule down the stretch, but as a coach, you kind of wish you had a cream puff win in there, or do you mind going in with a couple of one-sided losses into the playoffs?
A couple one-sided losses. Obviously, the obvious answer there, Cal, is yes, definitely want some wins, but I think the competition, the tougher the competition going into the tournament, when you're getting to the tournament and you're playing back-to-back nights, especially if you make it to the region, you go back-to-back nights, and I think it pays off. I really do, and I like that the depth as we talk with Great Crossings. With their lineup and what Coach Page is able to do. I mean, you see what Caleb Perry, as we were talking, what Caleb Perry did, and he gets 6 minutes in the first half, and he's the leading scorer. That just shows you right there, hey, there's guys coming off the bench that are able to take care of business as well.
Great Crossing girls will play Frankfort. They beat them 61-51 during the regular season. What's notable about that is they didn't have Reagan Barrett and they didn't have Timmy Williams. So they beat that team by double digits despite missing 2/5 of their starting lineup. So that has to bode well. If they win that game, they will get back to regions for the second time in their brief 2-year history. And then Franklin County's been the thorn in their side, the nemesis, but they haven't been world beaters either. They've had a couple of COVID stoppages, and they've had some losses down the stretch against teams that Great Crossing actually beat. So,
and they got everybody back now. They were down. They picked up Tate's Creek. Coach Wise picked up Tate's Creek play, and he said, I looked up and we're down 12. And his big man, the big boy that's going to Lafayette to play football, Ivy League Lafayette, he is back from concussion. Had some other guys that were COVID. Now that everybody's back, he had, I think he had 16 in the second half against Tate's Creek in a win the other night. So he said that they're practicing very well. And this district tournament should be very interesting, and I think we're going to see next Tuesday night. We'll see the matchup of Great Crossing and Franklin County.
Yeah, it is that. They had a meeting Sunday. I believe they finished in a 3-way tie. Did Western Hills, Frankfort, and Franklin County. So they had I don't know if they do a 3-way coin flip or different leagues and districts do it different ways, but it came out Western Hills 2, Frankfort 3, and Frankfort County 4. And it's hard to say body of work if you might rank them that way, or you can make an argument for, like I said, you can make an argument for every team in this district. But I don't think Coach Page is of the mindset that it really matters. They're going to have a tough game no matter who they play, and it's going to be a Franklin County team that probably of all the teams most wants revenge against Great Crossing. They've had some close losses over the past 2 years.
Well, and the only game this year, basically, Franklin County led the whole game
Pretty much.
and loses in the end.
At the end on a 3 by Walls and then a steal at the end.
That's
I can't remember if it was Brown or Burrell. I think Brown finished it up 49-44. 42nd District. Lots going to hinge on Henry Clay playing Bryan Station tomorrow night, I believe is when that game is. If Henry Clay wins it, that puts Scott County at the 3 seed because their win over Sayre counts twice. Bryan Station lost to Sayre, so they would have to play Sayre again if that were the case. If for some reason Bryan Station beats Henry Clay, it would result in a coin flip between Scott County and Bryan Station.
Gotcha. We were talking about that last night.
That'd be the most anticipated and important coin flip in the state, possibly, because you win it, you are 1 game away from regions, and you're going to play Henry Clay. Lose it, you got to play a play-in game against a tough Sayre team, and then you're going to be on Douglas' side of the bracket. So I think you want to be 3, even though they've lost to Henry Clay twice. Last night they gained some confidence. Did Scott County, I think, with that late flurry, lost 69-64. But from seeing that game last night, given a week to get ready, you think the Cards have a shot?
I absolutely think they got a shot. I think they got a shot if they play Douglas in the tournament.
I think Coach Glenn believes that too,
does.
and I think that's half the battle.
Yep, but as Coach Glenn and I talk, he cannot believe more than the guys out on the court because it makes not a bit of difference. His seniors, Chase Grigsby and Elias Richardson, they have to be ready to play. Elias has kind of disappeared here the last 3 or 4 games, and
Chase came on late last
He
night,
did.
but really not a lot until the last couple of minutes.
but Chase is also giving you defense.
he
He's giving
gives you all kinds of
right,
energy.
He's
on
giving
the
you loose
defensive end.
balls.
That's-
He's giving
that's
you know
absolutely.
everything, and Elias is just he hasn't he's kind of lost it, and they're trying to get it back, and it's a tough situation for Coach Glenn because you say, hey, I need him on the floor, but then again
You can't afford to give up anything.
Correct.
As far as you can't take a zero in any offensive position. And that's what we mentioned. They've had that with different players at different times this season. So it's not just Elias. They've had guys
sure.
disappear for a game or two, and it's kind of you scratch your head, and then they come back and light it up for a couple of games, and you say, okay, that's the so-and-so that we need. And
I think
just a
Nick
mystery.
Mosby, is, as I always say, is a diamond in the rough, and I think he's the key. I really do. Haynes is coming
Haynes is
on.
coming
He's
on,
finally
too.
getting his legs back. We saw him explode last night a couple times up for rebounds, and 2 games before that, we saw him not even be able to get off the ground a couple times just for the mere fact of the sickness that he had and being out.
Don't want to leave the Scott County girls out of this conversation. They're the top seed in the 42nd district, and 6-1 record should be have a good chance to get back to regions with a victory in the first round. But here we go in the second half of this one. LCA leads by 2. That should have been a backcourt.
It's got to be.
No, they're going to call a foul on Janias Burrell.
Wow.
After we remarked about how there were only 3 fouls called in the first half, it's almost like
I think you want to see. I think
you got to
wanna
make
see
up for lost time or something. I don't know.
You wanted to see if the P worked in his whistle.
I don't know. Maybe. Here we go.
Let's see if Coach Page is going to do what he does to get a lot of times to get his lead, and that is pressure and press.
Tanner Walton forces a pass that gets tipped by Perry and intercepted by Walls. Walls coming back the other way for the tie, draws the foul.
Another foul.
You'll have to earn it at the line. We had 2 fouls in 29 seconds after having 3 in 16 minutes. Unpredictable. Carson Walls going to try to tie this game. I'm not saying a word. I was thinking it, though. I was thinking Great Crossing has made 14 consecutive free throws over its last 2 games, and then clink.
Mental telepathy. He felt it.
He did. He's going to try to make this one, though, make me look a little better. He does. 30-29, LCA on top. They've led by as many as 9. It says 7 on the sheet, but I know they led by 9 at one point.
There we go. They need to keep pressuring this point guard. They got him picking the ball, picking his dribble up. Oh, big
He
fella.
drives uncontested.
That cannot happen.
He's a load. Jeffrey Selby had a couple of threes in the first half, but he can get it to the rack and score too. 32-29. Walls quickly.
It had a little attached to it, didn't
Exactly.
And of course,
I'm going to call a little ticky-tack now. So we have matched the first half foul quota in 59 seconds. I'll never talk about the low number of fouls again. Skierman inbound.
Let's get a bucket right here out of bounds under. Dawson with the baseline screen for Skierman.
Walls gets it inside to the foul line to Perry. Perry will kick it to Burrell, who finds Walls. Walls drives, kind of leans into Walton. Gets it to Dawson at the elbow. Swish.
I mean, if you can get it to him, that's what they need to look for every time down floor if Lexington Christian's going to continue to play this zone.
Vince Dawson's about a 75% shooter from that distance, I'm convinced, on the season, every time I've seen him anyway.
Yes.
1-point game once again, 6:24 to play. There's a jumper from Selby. It's long. Burrell will chase down another rebound. Give him 7 in the game.
Oh boy.
Chance to take the lead with a 3 by Burrell. In and out, but Perry's right there. Aggressive, but leaves it short.
Short-armed it. You think somebody was going to go up with him.
LCA back with it. Spin by Walton. The kick. A 3.
Good
partially blocked. Fully blocked. And Perry grabbed the rebound.
Perry with the handles.
He's got nice handles out there.
Attack the middle here.
Walls to Burrell, bounce pass right where we like to have Dawson, and he's money, and he gives Great Crossing the lead for the first time in a long time. 4th lead change of the night. The 3 came early.
Just not a very strong zone. It's really not.
They could have called the travel. Instead, they're going to get a foul. on great crossing. Walls picks up his second of the night, team second of the half. 5:27 to play, third quarter.
See if they're going to try to run some things for Mr. Walton here. And they got Vince Dawson on him. Walls was on him first half. Nice move. Good
Blocked by Perry.
Great block.
Up with it is LCA again, though. Tip from Dawson to Perry. 3-on-2. Perry to Skierman. Can't finish. Perry's there for another offensive rebound. The hook leaves it short again.
Wow.
They're just struggling inside to finish on those opportunities.
Yeah, Ty needs to catch that and just go straight to the rim and not try to float one in there.
LCA will reset with a chance to reclaim the lead.
We'll probably be looking at this type of game all the way
Baseline
through.
drive by Walton, blocked again, but he gets his own rebound to reclaim it for LCA. 34-33. Walton has 9. Up ahead to Skierman. 4.5 minutes to play, third quarter. Skierman from deep. Yes.
Attaboy.
Second of the night. What you want going into the postseason.
Comes the press.
And a steal by Skierman.
There we go.
Skierman to the rack. Nice bounce pass behind to Burrell. To the trailer, 38-34. Timeout, LCA.
There's the press. So when they start to pull away.
Biggest lead of the night for the Hawks. Skierman 3 for the lead, then the steal, then the dime to Burrell.
Just like that.
That's what you like for another 5-0 run. LCA facing the rare 2-possession deficit in this game. They've been in control for most of it thanks to that early barrage of threes. Tanner Walton, drive again.
Yeah, his body strength, his physical strength, you can tell is that just greater than Vince Dawson's.
Yeah, they've got to get the ball to him, and he's got to carry them. Now that GC, there's another steal by LCA. It's Walton going to tie the game up. Just like that, 4 in a row from the junior. He's got 13. We're tied at 38, 3:38 to play, third quarter. Skierman passing and dribbling through the pressure.
They need to advance the ball forward.
Dawson, foul line jumper is good. He is money from that distance.
3 in a row.
Tree for Tree, and he's got 11 to lead the Warhawks.
Doesn't it seem like you'd make some kind of adjustment if a man's already hit 3? Let's see if they.
One would think.
Oh.
Dangerous pass there. Skierman almost had himself another steal. Walton, guarded by Dawson.
Ooh.
Ragland pushing him out of the way. Inside the foul line, jumper no good. Ragland chases down the rebound, kicks it out to Walton for the drive and the floater.
Oh, he's smooth.
Tied up.
Smooth.
40 apiece. We've got a good one going on here at GC. Skierman inside to Perry. Bobbled it and then got it back to Skierman.
Dawson needs to move right back in on a foul line. There you go, right there.
There you
back
go.
to him.
As if on cue.
Yes. Now they're going to move somebody up. There you go. On LCA's part, but they're not going to be able to stop Dawson once he catches it.
Skierman for 3. No. Rebound, Walton.
Skierman, if you notice, when he shoots that, he's moving instead of going up and coming down on the same spot and following through. I got a good view of that one from over here.
He is one of those guys you can usually tell when it leaves his hand. 3-point attempt from LCA for the lead is good. Jeffrey Selby's third of the night puts him in double figures.
Wow, that's a good game.
Back and forth.
It really is.
LCA back in front. The 1:57 mark to go in the third quarter.
Coach Matt Walls, a couple words for Vince Dawson there from the defensive end. He's talking about closing out and coming out with, when you have long arms like Vince Dawson, a lot of times you do get tired and you come out at your offensive man, and it takes you a while to get your hands up. What he's saying is come out, close out, make sure that they're shooting way over top of you.
Couple of Scott County high school greats on that great crossing sideline between Matt Walls and Cameron Manning.
They got a couple buckets between them.
And Walls got himself a ship, as it were.
Incredible season. Fun. Those guys brought a lot of joy to this community.
Went on to play at multiple schools, including Georgetown College, where he later coached before coming here, and now coaches the JVs in the second season.
But I think both went to Marshall.
They did. Yep. First time through. There's a certain Marshall connection in this town. A.W. Hamilton spent 3 years with the Thundering Herd after starting at Wake Forest, starting his career at Wake Forest. There's Skierman again in the corner. He'll pass it up and get it to Walls for three in the tie. In and out. Rebound. Perry fighting hard. He got tied up momentarily. They're going to get a foul on Ragland? Yes.
Great rebound.
Perry has been assertive on the boards, and I think that's probably what Coach Page wanted out of him in the first half. But again, the opportunities just weren't there.
I don't think you have to do much coaching on assertiveness for Caleb Perry.
I don't either. I don't think you have to do much to motivate that young man. Nice look inside. Dawson drew the attention, and Perry gets decked, but he will go to the line.
Great high-low pass from Vince Dawson as he called it, because he's hit 3 in a row from there. They come running at him.
They converge.
And he used a little dump off there to Caleb Perry. Beautiful.
Good awareness of his uber athletic and talented teammate, who will get 2 at the line. 10 Division I football offers and counting from Caleb Perry, who makes the first free throw here. Give him 7 on the night.
He's got another year.
Yeah. Makes them both. 4 for 4 from the line tonight. That's an aspect of his game that has really come on here in the late stages of the season. Bodes well for the playoffs. There's a walk that was not called, or a nice move, but he couldn't finish it, so we'll say ball don't lie.
Nope. I think he excited himself.
Yeah, he didn't realize he was going to be that open when he got to the rack. Here's Skierman to Dawson for 3, and the go-ahead. No. He fights hard to get the rebound and saves it to Walls, who finds Skierman. Skierman will find Burrell for 3. No. Dawson tips it. No, I'm going to call him for the contact. I don't know. He got up there and elevated.
And the guy out here in front of the bench makes the call, right?
Yeah,
I think
over here by the scores table. Yep, he's kind of holding his arms out. He's like, really? You got 2 guys right there?
And it happened on the opposite block from where he was.
A little bit of anticipation, I think. First foul for Dawson, 3rd on the Warhawks in this half. 1 minute to play, 3rd quarter. LCA up 1.
You may want to run at Walton to get out of his hands.
Yeah, don't want to give him anything easy. There's nice anticipation from Perry on the interception.
Called him, baited him right into that.
Dawson, 45 seconds, gets it to Skierman. Chance to retake the lead for the Warhawks, who've had it briefly in this quarter. Skierman engineered that with a 3 and then a steal and a dish to Burrell. They've missed a couple of threes with a chance to go ahead. Dawson will drive the baseline, kick it to Walls. Bad pass, stolen away by LCA. They're going to call a foul on the floor on Burrell.
I don't know why kids don't give that up. You know, I mean, you got a 2-on-1 break right there. Just make a little quick pass over for a layup. But he chose to keep it, and now they got to do it the hard way. Right, they got to do it the hard way.
Because they're not going to the line.
It turns out being what you call that is a good foul, not giving up a layup.
Now he was on the end line as they tried a little play to Walton, who tried to give it back quickly to Selby, but he couldn't get inbounds quickly enough. 22.9 seconds.
Now you know what they got out of that turnover from Great Crossing? 0.
Getting down to crunch time into the 3rd quarter here, as Great Crossing will have a chance to take the lead.
Get a little momentum swing here with a bucket.
Walls has been known to provide those. He will dish it to Dawson for 3.
Go. There we go.
Trey with the trade to end the 3rd quarter, and GC is on top.
Boy, he's got a smooth-looking shot.
It's beautiful.
The result.
It's only going to get better.
Yep. So that was 9 in the quarter for him.
That was
Was it? Did he get
indeed.
9
He's
in the
got
quarter?
14 on the night.
The game for LCA, Preston. Great crossing.
Let's see how long he goes with the young fellas here. He's got substitutes coming in. He's got Malachi and Christian Martin coming back in.
They didn't play in the third quarter,
No,
but
let's
he's going to
see.
give them a little
Right.
shift here. Use some hockey lingo. See if they can take advantage of it. I like that though. Get those guys in the this is kind of it's had the look of a preparing for the playoffs type game. He's tried some different combinations and stylistically some different things. Dawson with 14, Tanner Walton with 15 leads all scorers for LCA. Jeffrey Selby with 11. Perry's up to 8 points and 5 boards. All the boards came in that quarter.
Yes.
Carson Walls and Ty Skierman with 4 assists. They're up to 14 assists on the 17 makes. Not going to get a much better percentage than that.
And LCA is not going to come out of the 2-3 zone.
Nope, GC's going to start with the ball, and LCA going to do what LCA do. Martin dishes to Dawson, same spot that he just made it from. He'll get it to Burrell. Now Dawson fumbles it, back to Burrell. Corner to Martin, and now to Skierman.
Malachi's working.
Right elbow for Dawson, can't make it from there, and the rebound comes down to Walton.
Wrong elbow.
Wrong one, got to get it back to the other side. He had Malachi open underneath too. But can't fault him for shooting the way it's been going through the cylinder so far.
Great defense on the ball here by great crossing.
Chance to tie or take the lead for LCA once again. It's going to be a travel.
He sure did.
Skierman and Burrell force that.
That's all about pressure defense right there.
7:14 to play in a 45-43 game. Great crossing on top.
Making the offensive player do things that he can't do. Turns into a turnover.
Janias Burrell to Ty Skierman inside to Marino.
Marino can hit that.
He could, but he wanted to give it up.
That's what Coach Page is saying. Malachi, shoot it.
Dawson in the corner to Skierman. Inside to Malachi once again. He will shoot it. And he'll get the rim action off the front. And he'll put him back up by 4.
How in the world did he hit that, Cal?
That was an awkward angle.
His back was almost to the basket.
He's going to be special. There's a 3 from LCA.
That brought rain.
Tyler Hall.
That brought rain.
Rainmaker. 47-46. There's a deep 3 from Burrell. It's good.
Timely.
Junias puts them back up 4. And timeout on the court with 6:06 to play. GC, it was Steve Page that wanted that timeout. Talk some defense.
Yes. Go up 4. Let's settle them in here. Talk about what we're going to do on the defensive end. Because you're going to do the same thing on offensive end. They're going to stay in a 2-3 zone. You're going to try to attack the middle. If not, you knock down the 3.
Big answer as Hall had just hit one for LCA.
You ever notice how great crossing, how good at that they are at answering somebody else?
They do have that knack, and that's something you like to see from young kids. They don't let the highs get too high and the lows get too low. They just say next play.
I mean, just sticks out in my mind with the Scott County game when Scott County celebrated at midcourt after a 3, and they next thing you know, you look up, Carson Walls was on at the other end knocking down a 3.
That play was kind of a microcosm of the way the last couple of weeks have been for both teams.
You're exactly right.
And Scott County is in the position of having to find it going into the playoffs here. Great crossing. Playing well, I think. More often than not in the last month or so. They haven't really laid any eggs. I mean, the Bryant Station game, they felt like they could have played better, but they were still within 2 late in the third quarter. Same with Lafayette.
There comes the pressure. That's what the timeout was for.
Martin gets knocked down or slips, but LCA gets through the pressure. Now Martin will try to punch the ball out and get a foul. That's the 5th for GC in the half with 5:58 remaining. Warhawks up 4 to match their biggest lead of the night. LCA has hit 7 threes on the evening.
Yeah, they're
but so has Great Crossing.
Yep.
They've been
both teams like to
a
shoot
little
it.
more consistent as LCA hit a lot of theirs early. Inside to Ragland, trying to post up on Marino. That was not a bad. That was not a good idea.
No, sir.
He just got Dikembe Mutombo there.
Right, especially when you're going to your left, turning back to your right. That's hard. You got to. And by the way, you got a 6'8" on you. That's right.
3, deep 3, ties Skirman, 7-point lead.
There we go.
From the parking lot, 53-46. Tanner Walton, he's going to have to be big down the stretch. He'll get it started with a driving layup that drops in off the front rim.
Well, he just grabs that thing as a fullback.
30-second timeout for Ted Hall of LCA.
30-second timeout for LCA.
Coach Page is saying, get over there in front of him. You've got to cut the dribble. We see this happen time and time again, and all the games that we do is just straight line drives to the bucket with nobody cutting off the ball. And I'm sure it drives coaches crazy.
Skirman gave GC its biggest lead of the night at 7. LCA's largest is 9. But the answer from Tanner Walton, who has 17 points, 10 of them coming here in the second half, has cut it back down to 5. You know, it's going to be important down the stretch. Foul shooting.
Foul shooting.
And it's
Absolutely.
not been GC's best friend all season, but they've been better lately. It's what you want and need going in the playoffs. I'd like to see them. How about Skirman hit another? He checked. That's short, though.
Till his feet again. I like watching and seeing a shooter's feet, as in Micah Glenn last night we talked.
Deep 3 from Hall, back rim, bounces around to Marino, and he'll get it to Dawson, but it's going to hit the end line. Marino was at a funny angle to try to get around the Catholic player. There's a turnover, 4:51 remaining.
Back to Skierman there, Cal. He gets his feet under him. He's just deadly. He was not ready to shoot that one right there.
Hall stolen by Martin, who has that knack defensively. He'll draw the contact on the way to the rim. Clock will stop at 4:44.
He has deceiving length.
He does.
He
and
really
quickness.
does. Yes.
He is a player who takes advantage of the minutes that he gets in this rotation. He has 3 points tonight. He'll make his 4th right there. I love his free throw stroke. Sometimes we've talked about his shooting stroke from the field. It's a little different looking.
Yeah, it is. And you'll watch here, his left foot will take a step back when he shoots it.
Makes them both. He's the one I want on the line as much as possible. 55-48. Great Crossing trying to put this one away. It'd be a good win to get to maybe close the regular season. Tentatively, they still may play Carroll County on Friday, although that right now seems about 50-50. Reverse layup is no good. Marino, though, loses the handle on the rebound.
And this is where Marino's going to get stronger with the basketball when they call it chin, and he's going to snatch it, and he's going to put it under his chin, and nobody's going to be able to get it from him.
Nope. Saw another guy who wears number 24 do that.
Yes.
Repeatedly around the block. 3 from Walton.
Illegal.
Illegal screen. Turnover back to the Warhawks with a 7-point lead and 4:22 remaining. Selby going to get called for that. 6th foul of the half for the Eagles, so bonus is imminent. Janias Burrell brings up the ball against Jack Preston. Finds Skierman. Dawson back cut Malachi Marino, but it's intercepted.
It's a great anticipation. Preston, he kind of just baited them into that. He acted like he was going the opposite direction and cut back in the passing lane.
Burrell trying to get physical. Walton backs off. Walton through a screen. Now gets it back up to Selby. Wild pass picked off by Martin again. Here come the Warhawks. Chance for a dagger 3 maybe, or Skierman will dish to Martin. Martin and Dawson playing
Yeah,
pass.
they need to reverse the basketball.
Ticking
here.
down to
There we go.
3:30. There's a nice cut from Burrell. Floater off the window.
Good body control right there.
Janias Burrell with the dime from Skierman. Biggest lead of the night is 9 for GCHS, pulling away. But we know LCA is dangerous and can hit threes and stay in this. There's an attempt from Selby, in and out. Dawson tips the rebound, and it gets knocked out by LCA. Ball goes to the Hawks, 3:11 left. Skierman leaves it for Dawson. Dawson with the drive, gets fouled and will go to the line. Tyler Hall going to get called for the 7th foul of the half for the Eagles. It's a shooting foul. So it will be 2 for Trey. Has 9 points this half, 14 on the night. Misses the first free throw.
A little long.
Just a tad.
Who we like for player of the game, Cal?
I was going to say, I'm leaning toward Ty Skierman.
Me too.
The
That's
3-3,
exactly right.
the 3-3 is a ton of assists. He's
Yep.
just been active on the defensive end, and right now that's where we're leaning. Brought to you by People's Bank. Dawson misses both free throws. I don't think I've given Ty one of those this year. I know Caleb and Dawson and Walls have each won them. There's a second chance bucket from Ragland. 57-50. Ball knocked out of bounds. Will stay with the Warhawks.
Oh, I thought he called it the other way.
Eagles got to ramp
did.
up. Did he? No. Now I'm going to call timeout.
All right.
Eagles trying to ramp up their pressure, and rightfully so.
30-second timeout. Georgia to break crossing.
Now's the time for the Eagles. 3-possession game still. Tweeting out updates here. I'm making bad typos. The multitasking that goes on here on the
Yes.
Bird's Nest Broadcasting Network. Read all about this one in the news graphic at newsgraphic.com. With your morning coffee tomorrow, we'll also have, as the week goes on, a little update on who's playing whom in the playoffs, at least as far as we know to this point. Spring sports coming right up, too. Only about 3 weeks away from maybe even less than that till the openers. Pressure in the backcourt. Skierman passing through it, finds Burrell, and Burrell will dribble out of harm's way for the moment.
Very dangerous pass.
And he'll get a foul, and it'll be a 1-and-1 for Janias.
Tough to throw from one corner in front of the rim. That's the tough part.
Very difficult.
Yes.
Good test here for both the free throws and the pressure and all the things you have to deal with at the end of a close game with the lead.
Clock is the enemy.
Because as we've mentioned, they've played catch-up in a lot of games
Sure
this
they
year.
have.
They haven't always been in this situation. Burrell makes the first to give himself 8. And the second, 9
Attaboy.
points for Janias. Good timing, 7 of them in this fourth quarter. Preston, the drive, the kick. The three-point attempt for LCA is good as Myris hits his first of the night. 6-point game, 2:17 to play. They pass through the pressure. Skierman with a bad pass, though, anticipated Martin, kind of telegraphed it, and LCA picked it off.
That's what they do not need, is to try to score and go crazy on
Another
the offensive
three to
end.
get it within 3, but it's way short, and the rebound comes down to Dawson. 2 minutes to play. 6-point lead. Burrell dribbles through. Floater off the window is good. He's done that a couple of times, and maybe you don't want to take that shot, but when it goes in, as Coach Page would say, okay.
That one I'm okay with because you're going towards the bucket and you're, 4 or 5 feet from the bucket. I'm okay with that.
And he's shown a knack for that one. There's a 3 from Preston. It's good.
What in the world?
They have shooters upon shooters on this team. Fortunately, they all haven't gone off at the same time other than that first couple of minutes. There's a bad pass as Burrell throws it over Martin's head. And with 1:30 to play, LCA will get the ball back down 5.
Yeah, you can't. Great Crossing can't stop playing on this end. That's what I was trying to say earlier with the Burrell shot. It was a little too early to back it out, and you don't want to play to keep from losing here.
Eagles always have a puncher's chance the way they pop threes across the board. Burrell getting physical and will get the foul. They had one to give, so that'll just stop the clock. 121. Third on Janias. LCA will inbound from the sideline. Preston finds Walton. He's been quiet in the fourth quarter, just the 2 points.
I believe that'd be high screening for him.
Draws a crowd, but it's left some guys open for three, but Preston walks. They've got some guys in the game that aren't probably in there as much because of their three-point ability. And that's a key turnover. 1:11 to play. GC looking for win number 10 on the season. Skierman finds Walls. Walls to Burrell. And Burrell will go to the line. Preston fouls him. 1-1.
Just step up and hit him. That's what it's going to be from this point on.
Janias hit his last two. 9 of his 11 points have come in this quarter. Good time to get him. Makes that one as well. Great Crossing, by and large, has made its free throws tonight for the second game in a row. Big one to make it 3 possessions, in and out. Good hustle by Carson Walls to track that one down, and he'll get fouled by Ragland. And are we in the double bonus now?
Yes.
That will not hurt.
Great hustle play by Carson Walls, who just came in off the bench. He hasn't been in.
And again, he's one of those guys that will do that for you. He doesn't sit over there and sulk. He's a team player. 6 points on the night with that one that goes through. So 3-possession game, 62 seconds to play. A little more cushion for the Hawks as they try to go 10-11 on the season. Makes them both, does Carson Walls. And it'll be an offense for defense substitution for LCA as Elijah Green will check in. Defensive substitution as Christian Martin comes in. They give up a rim protector in Marino as going to be threes from here on out.
Yeah,
so you really don't need him much.
And Great Crossing going to provide a little token pressure here. Well, they can't get beat down the floor.
Well, Walton's just going to go all around it and through it and over it, and under it. And he's going to cut it to 6 with 56.4 seconds left.
Well, you talked about your rim protector there.
Maybe you could have used it. They went for the quick 2 instead of the quick 3.
I don't think Steve anticipated them making one pass and going a straight layup.
No.
Let's make it a little more difficult on them, guys.
Burrell and Walls have hit 5 out of 6 down the stretch from the line. They're going to have to hit some more. Somebody's going to.
Yeah, they're going to definitely.
Clock at this 56.4 seconds is going to take about 5 minutes. At least. Timeout situation. The Warhawks have 2 remaining. The Eagles have 1. Foul situation. Double bonus the rest of the way for Great Crossing. Next foul by GC will put LCA in the 1-1. Great Crossing ball. Skierman will inbound it. They're not going to contest the pass. They're going to put on their pressure. Skierman having a little trouble. Finds Burrell finally, and he gets the quick foul from Preston.
As the whistle blew and 3 more seconds went off the clock. That's a good home clock.
You got to like the home clock. They lost 1.4 seconds in an exchange that did not take 1.4. Burrell makes the first. He will have another.
Game for Great Crossing, number 4, Brown.
7-point lead. That's big because, again, it's a 3-possession game, and now it's 8.
Now you got to make them shoot over top here. You can't give up layups. Make them. Of course, LCA is probably going to prefer to shoot some threes here. Maybe not.
Walton blocked, I thought, but he's going to get a foul instead, and he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Dawson's second foul, team 7th. The worst news for GC is the clock stops with 47.5 remaining. Walton misses the first.
Kid's a good player. He really is.
He is. He's played hard, and he's had to the offense goes through him even when he's not scoring. He hits 20, hits his average with that free throw.
I thought Greg Crossing's done a pretty good job on the second half.
Extremely. He's had a quiet 13 in the second half, but certainly fourth quarter, it's slowed down considerably. That clock is not moving much at all. As it's 45 seconds, the LCA, say it for them, they foul quickly and do what they need to do to extend this game. Burrell back at the line, makes the first. He has iced this one, 6 out of 7, 15 points. Almost hard to pass up him, but as player of the game. But I think Ty's overall game tonight, start to finish, timely threes. That is a tough angle from the baseline. No good for Hall. GC comes away with it, and they are dribbling precious time off the clock. Skierman gets fouled.
Yeah.
He'll have a chance to put himself in double digits.
Skierman needs to catch that and wing it on down the floor there.
I thought the key sequence of this game, Skierman's go-ahead 3, and then the steal and the dish to Burrell, put them ahead at the time 38-34.
We are in agreement.
That was the moment of the game, certainly play of the game if we had one of those. Makes the first free throw to put himself in double digits along with Burrell, along with Dawson. Perry has 8, so he's close. Walls has 7. Skierman now with 11. Hits them both, 10-point lead. This didn't feel like a 10-point game.
Nope.
Drive, floater, no good. Burrell, he's got to have 10 rebounds by now. Had 7 going into this fourth quarter, and he'll be back at the free throw line.
Yep, he is getting to the line.
High volume free throw shooter tonight, and he has hit 6 of 8 in the fourth quarter to salt this away.
Good win for
tremendous.
Greg Crossing.
Tremendous way to if this is the regular season finale to close it out. Good way to go into.
If I'm Coach Page, this would be my finale.
I think so. I think you you put a lid on it, as they say in politics. After this one, put a lid on the day.
Give him a day or two off.
Burrell makes them both. He had himself a monster fourth quarter, yes, 15 of his 17. Uncontested drive is good for 2 for Myers. 71-61. It's academic at this point for the LCA Eagles.
But yet the timeout.
LCA had itself a good run through the 41st district, but then they ran into Great Crossing, and that might tell you that just marginally the Warhawks are probably the favorite going into this.
Yes, absolutely. I would think so.
I think they played I don't know if they played the toughest schedule, but they've played a monster schedule for the second year in a row. And it feels like they have improved from point A to point B.
And that's all you're looking for. Yep. Especially when you got you're not a bunch of juniors and seniors out there either.
They managed to get in 21 games despite having 20 days gobbled up out of a very short and small window by COVID.
COVID.
The year we will all remember and wish we could forget.
Yep.
But heard some rumors that spring sports is going to have full attendance allowed. That's going to be nice for those kids. Skierman gets it up to Dawson. The capper is Martin with an uncontested layup.
The cover. We call that one the last bucket.
That's right.
The cover.
Bad beats. 73-61 is your final, and Great Crossing with I think one of its better wins of the year.
I do too. That's the most complete game I've seen them play this year.
I think certainly from start to finish, they got behind early, so which is kind of the trend as we mentioned. But then,
And you do realize I was last Saturday night. I was talking to Coach Page. I think Cal, you'll know better than me. I think Great Crossing has one loss that you and I have done. And
yeah, he was making sure that you were going to be on the broadcast. He attributes it all to you. Apparently,
yeah, absolutely.
If I have a sub,
that's only because
God forbid.
That's only because we're homeboys that grew up in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, well,
that's why. Absolutely,
it happens.
But I was thinking that they lost the Scott County game this year that we did here.
They did. He forgets that.
Now, did we? And then they lost one to Scott County last year. Did we do that one?
We did them all. We've done them all. We've done them all, my man. Burrell with 17 points and 8 rebounds tonight. That is a stellar game in its own right. But as we mentioned, we are going to give the player of the game, the People's Bank player of the game, to Ty Skierman, 11 points, 6 assists, 3 steals, and 3 block shots. I don't think you can quibble with that.
Nope.
Vince Dawson, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Burrell had 3 assists. Perry, 8 and 5. Marino, 6 and 4. So the big men totaled 14 points and 9 rebounds. Tanner Walton, 20, and Jeffrey Selby, 11 for the LCA Eagles, who will drop to 11 and 11. But they'll be a tough out in their district, certainly, I think. And now we will probably, at least on the broadcast side of things, look forward to maybe hopefully some region games.
Yes, and you say games. We hope that
we love to see
the four
multiple
teams we got to choose from. Surely somebody can give us a first round regional game, right?
I think there's a couple in particular that I think have a good shot. I'm not going to jinx anybody.
No,
but it will be fun when we get there, and we look forward to it. I think this was game number 12. Originally, we probably had double that on the schedule, but I think we had 27 actually.
Yeah, we did.
But with all that's gone down, I think we're happy to have been able to bring you those games, and it's been fun, Derek. Hope we get to do it again in a couple weeks.
Always a pleasure, Cal. Always a pleasure.
On behalf of Derek Verney, James Scoggin, Mike Scoggin, DT Wells, I want to thank all you fans for joining us in the regular season here on the Bird's Nest Broadcasting Network. Please do pay attention to our sponsors. When you're out in the community, please do go to newsgraphic.com. Please do subscribe and get all the local sports information you could possibly want in one place at one time, 24/7 at your fingertips. I'm merely Cal Oaks saying good night, God bless. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for the playoffs, everybody.